What is up, everybody? Good morning. Today is January 20th, which is Inauguration Day. More importantly, it is the coldest day of the year. So I think it was 1985 or something like that. Over 20 years ago, North Carolina recorded its coldest day on record, with temperatures reaching minus 34 degrees was the coldest temperature, and 0 degrees or less across a lot of North Carolina. So to celebrate the coldest day of the year on record, we are out riding today. And ironically, today is inauguration of Trump, and 30 years ago it was the inauguration of Reagan. So the days line up very well for this cold weather riding. It's about 25 degrees right now. My fingertips are already losing feeling in them, and one of my pro tips that I've been messing with is gloves inside of gloves. So winter glove inside of a full gauntlet. The full gauntlet is nice because it channels the wind over your wrist. A little bit kind of hard to get on, but once you get on, your hand will actually stay in there, or the glove will actually stay in there, and your hand can come out freely. So I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's been helping me at least with these 30 and below 30 degree rides, trying to ride all year round. So as we get out here on the road, a couple of things that I have learned from doing this. So we don't really have a lot to talk about, but we will talk about, but we'll probably do like a daily 100. We'll just basically be like, yeah, we rode on the coldest day of the year, to prove it to ourselves. So a couple of things I have learned from riding in this colder weather. Gloves matter a ton. Keeping wind out of your shoes or ankles or any of this stuff, extremely important. And yeah, so I've been trying this glove hack. I don't want to buy heated gloves. Maybe I'll break down and buy some when they're on sale at the end of the season or something, but as of right now, no heated gloves for us. The second thing is fog management. Man, your windshield or your windscreen or your face shield is going to fog up so much riding in this cold temperature, because the hot breath coming out of your mouth or off your nose, it's really gonna fog that up badly. So I wear a neck gaiter over my mouth to try to channel some of the humidity in my breath and stuff down, and keep it again out of the face shield. But a pin lock is going to be your best friend. Opening up your vents is critical. But it's just going to be cold, and you're just going to have to kind of learn to deal with that. And the fog, like fogging up and losing visibility, is pretty terrible. The other major thing to know when you're riding in this cold temperature is the suspension and tires are going to feel super weird. It feels like you have a flat tire almost when you're getting used to it. Like at low speeds, the way the bike just kind of starts steering itself as if you had a flat tire, it's really bizarre. And the suspension, it kind of feels like you're riding on a rock, because you're trying to warm up, like get some heat into this oil in your forks and stuff, and especially if you have like a heavier weight fork because you want a stiffer ride in the summer. Now it's going to mess you up in the winter, and it's going to stay super thick, and it's going to be really annoying. And so in the front you've got oil, right? And lower temperature means harder oil, or slower moving oil, right? It's going to be more viscous, and so that becomes a problem in this kind of temperature, because it's really hard to actually put heat into your forks when you have this cold of wind just rushing past and cooling them back down again. And then your rear shock, you might have like an oil or maybe a compressed gas in there, and so pretty similar thing there. You're gonna find that cracking your face shield all the time is probably what you have to do. And you're also gonna learn to be afraid of anything that looks wet or like it could be black ice, because everything can be black ice at this temperature. And it rained yesterday, so typically I wouldn't be out riding right after rain, but we kind of had rain, and then it was like 50 degrees and rain, and then we had the sun out a little bit, and then the sunset, and then it really got cold. So we're doing it because I think the ground is pretty dry. I think that's from a truck spilling that. Anyway, we're doing this cold temperature ride just to prove to ourselves that we can do it, and also because there are so many people, so many influencers out there like Joe Rogan, all these people being like, oh, you gotta do cold plunges are so good for you. And I don't know, I couldn't tell you if a cold plunge is good for you or bad for you. But I will say, with wind temperature, what you're experiencing on a motorcycle is extremely cold. And so we're gonna do our daily 100 here. I don't know what 100-mile-per-hour wind chill is at like 25 degrees Fahrenheit, but we can do the math and figure that out. But you know, we're somewhere around zero, probably 5 degrees, zero, something like that. Very cold, so colder than a cold plunge, because I think cold plunges are usually like right around freezing temperatures, but not below them. So we're already kind of colder than a cold plunge, because I think it's 25. So because it wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't work if it's below 32, because then it'd just be ice. And how do you do a cold plunge into ice? And if you're trying to film in this kind of temperature, then opening up your mouth vent is going to help you. It'll probably give a whistling noise to the recording, which will be annoying, but you kind of need it because you can't see otherwise. So that's that. But yeah, the bike just steers so weird at this cold temperature. It really feels weird. And I checked my tires. I was like, I've checked them so many times. Like, do I have a flat? Am I low pressure? Nope. It's just that feels weird at this low temperature. I think it's something with the suspension. I think it's just the suspension doesn't give and move like it normally does. And also at this low of temperature, remember, you're on a small engine, so your bike might you might have trouble actually keeping temperature. This bike, if I idle it for a long time, it'll lose that bar. It'll go down to 2 bars of temperature. So kind of interesting. But anyway, we're coming up to there's a little cold plunge for you. Yeah, all the feeling in your fingertips just leaves real quick. Oh, yeah, that's cold. All the feeling gone. Just like that. It really actually helps to be behind the windshield, take some wind off of you. It's actually a lot nicer under here, even though it's kind of crunched up. Feels pretty good. We got some ice on the road, cars dropping ice. Well, anyway, that's gonna end it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Go out and do your cold plunge.